Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be introducing a new thing called the Premier League show. And as you can tell, well, apart from Alex who isn't Premier League, but
Just wait.
There was quite a lot of memorable things that happened this weekend. And I mean a lot. Like it was one of the biggest poo-houseries, I don't want to swear, this weekend. Spurs versus West Ham.
Lanzini!
Before I let any of you carry on, there's just one thing I've got to say first. My dog predicted the draw, yeah? He has got every single result right of this season.
Samuel.
We were 3-0 up, and he still got it right.
Hashtag patch out.
Sam, can I just ask you a question? Sam, can we just confirm that dog is still on this earth?
Yeah, I haven't still.
He hasn't been shipped off yet, has he?
Okay. He's still here. He's still here. Where's
Hashtag patch out, mate. We can't be having these kind of
patch in. Up the patch.
Patch in, mate.
Love patch. He's a gooner. That's what he is.
Yeah, that last-minute Lanzini equaliser. Jeez. You know what, George?
Can we just say right now?
Now.
As a neutral, right? As a neutral, I'm not a neutral to be honest.
Not really.
You're
really
a hammer for this game.
I'm a hammer for this game, but like the Premier League, the advert for the Premier League, as they always say, it was insane, man. Like the thing is, 3-0 up, and it was the 80th minute, and I'm like, when they get the first goal, all of you are like, oh, hang on. Whereas in other leagues, it's like, oh, it's game over, oh, it's gonna score, you know what I mean? But it's because it's a Premier League, everyone's like, oh, one goal in, and then 2 goals go in, and then
Sam, when they scored that first goal, were you thinking, oh, that's just controversial, or were you thinking?
I would have been.
Were you a bit?
No, I said a 3-0. I actually said midstream that you're not a Spurs fan if you're not worried at 3-0, because this has happened. I've been both games at the London Stadium before where we've been 3-0 up and they brought it back to 3-2. And they had a goal disallowed in the last October or November, whenever it was. So it's nothing new for us to then start conceding, especially to West Ham. But that final goal was ridiculous. They just have to go and score the best goal ever to equalise in the last minute. It's a joke.
Yeah,
one of the best goals in the Premier League era, arguably.
Literally.
Do you know why it is? Do you know why it is one of the best? Is because it was so late. Like if you score that,
kick of the game.
No matter when you score that, it's mad. But when you score at the last kick of the game, when the pressure's on, clutch moment, and you smack it top bins, unsavable. That's you got to give credit where credit's due, man. And the thing is, even the Spurs fans, their reactions was you weren't like, oh, Tottenham's defending or this and that. You were like, oh my god, what a goal!
That goal specifically,
this is when we are Tottenham fan TV. Let your hands behind the head, mate. That's literally a
Winks' clearance was questionable.
Questionable. Touch.
He took a heavy touch straight into Lanzini. But
I don't think you can say anything.
I'm not being funny. You can't predict Lanzini to do that kind of goal. No, it's ridiculous.
I'm not being funny, but you've got to make the clearance when it's last minute of the game and West Ham are really knocking on the door for that.
He should have just lumped it up or try and pass it back to Reguilon who lumped it up. But then Sanchez is like, any striker would be proud of what Sanchez did with that header. I don't know what he was thinking, trying to head it into his own goal like a proper number 9. And that kind of just screwed us up mentally as well. And the main thing we have to talk about has to be, obviously, Bale's return does all of the hard work. He does what no other player does. Yeah? Sat Ogbonna down on his feet, on his arse, and then misses a one-on-one with his left foot, which I
doesn't even get it on target.
I'm not having it for 1 minute because I've seen Spurs fans on my timeline, absolutely a few of them ripping into Bale. The guy played for 15 minutes and did these movements that I can't see many players do. How many strikers have you seen miss those sorts of chances before? He played for 15 minutes. It was his first ever game back. All right, so just give the man a break and get behind it.
Do you know what? Yeah, again, I agree with what Mr. said. There, I don't blame Bale for the result. It was just a madness from West Ham and defending from Tottenham. But I mean, returning to your club as a legend and scoring on your return isn't for everyone, is it? I mean, when Thierry Henry returned to the Emirates and he smacked it in against his man, that was off the bench and scored a goal. But it's not for everyone, man. It's fine. It's fine. There's no need to worry, Samuel. It's not for everyone.
Very quickly, fun fact. Bale should start every game from now on, because I learned today that the last time that he was a sub for us and came on was 9 years ago. We were 3-2 up against Wolves, and that finished 3-3 as well. So basically, he's cursed from coming off the bench
after the 15 minutes, though.
I know. He looked a bit unfit.
You know what? You know what I have to say, right? Is even though you guys drew the game and it was hilarious, trust me, hilarious. Like the reactions were around Twitter and also, But the first half had a lot of fans worried. A lot of rival fans were looking at it and going,
oh yeah,
they were going, "Oh, Tottenham,
Premier League title."
Kane and Son are terrifying.
Bang.
Terrifying.
And, obviously, as Tottenham fans, you're gonna celebrate your goals. Like, I don't have anything against that.
Yeah.
But like the way the rival fans or like fans around, and even the Premier League fans were reacting to it, they were like, "Raw man, Spurs are doing something. They've got something here." And then with Bale on the bench as well, it was all meant to. He came on, he would score the fourth goal, and it'd be nice and easy. Right. But Spurs never do it easy, innit? So
okay, so let's just to summarise for this. The story of the game was there is no issue with our attacking at all, but the issue does quite clearly lie with defending. I could carry on talking about that, but we do need to move on.
We gotta move on.
Plenty to talk about.
It is the Merseyside derby, Everton versus. Now, normally, these Merseyside derbies, people say they're overrated, this, that, the other. But Everton banging, Liverpool currently described as the wounded champions. There's VAR. There's Jordan Pickford's horrendous challenge on Van Dijk to the point that Liverpool fans have actually been tweeting that he needs to be arrested. This needs to be discussed in Parliament.
you know what?
Personally, right, I'm going to just say these two following questions and all of you just shout over one another. Should Pickford have got a punishment because he's got away with it? Furthermore,
right.
It is now finally showing as well that VAR isn't just favouring, Barchester, Liverpool. All right, it's killing the game for everyone. Guys,
VAR.
Say it.
Yeah, VAR quickly. Let's get it straight. I'd never blame VAR. As much as sometimes it's going to be at fault, it's the clowns that are behind it. Yeah, them frauds that sit behind those desks. Those are the guys to blame. Yeah, get them out of football, not VAR. VAR, fine. It makes sense.
We don't have any League One, boys. We don't have any League One.
It makes sense.
Who needs VAR? Who needs VAR?
Yeah, listen, you can't afford VAR. You don't have the facilities to talk, big man, so shut
Your
up.
stadiums aren't big enough for VAR.
And then Jordan Pickford, right? Jordan Pickford, awful challenge, should have got sent off. But I say that Van Dijk first and foremost, get well soon. Virgil van Dijk, I think we all say that. Get well soon.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's an
ACL. He's out for 8 months, this guy.
Yeah, he's out for the season basically. What I'll say for Liverpool fans, I feel sorry for you guys because he's the main guy gone. But at the same time, lads, relax for a second. I'm hearing certain man say, let's ban Pickford for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah,
I'm hearing certain man say because Van Dijk is out, let's have Pickford out for the same time. We've had in the past, as an Arsenal fan, I can say it. Eduardo, Ramsey's leg breaks. Players got 5-game bans, 6-game bans max.
You know what I saw as well? I saw there was a Dirk Kuyt moment, I think, in a Merseyside derby years ago, where they were like, that's part of the derby, great challenge, and now they're asking for Pickford basically to go to jail, bro.
Listen, I'm not by any means. Look, by any means, we're not saying that was we're not trying to make up for the challenge. It was an awful challenge. We know Pickford should get suspended for it.
Should have been sent off.
I just think Liverpool fans are making out as if the way people are talking, especially some fans, are saying as if this is the first ever ACL injury in Premier League history. We've had so many in the past, and Van Dijk has been one of those. Van Dijk's been one of those players in the past that has made questionable challenges. Where he nearly broke someone's leg. I think it was Mertens. Oh yeah, right. But the thing is, when it's their way, it's football for you. But it's the other way around. It's like, oh no, it's a. As I said, get well soon, but
it was a disgraceful challenge. I mean, Jordan Pickford has done that before, by the way. He did that to Dele Alli when we beat them 6-2 at Goodison Park. But you've also got to understand as well that this is genuinely just part of the game where injuries happen. Jamie Carragher said it himself when he did this challenge, I think, on Nani. And, you got Graham Souness just saying it's disgraceful, it's disgusting. Jamie Carragher tries to put some perspective in, saying this is just football. To say, listen, I think it is slightly outrageous that Pickford doesn't get a punishment for it, but at the same time, it is a bit over the top saying, he should be banned.
The main thing from that is that why is VAR not? They spent hours, hours looking at the offside for it, but not actually looking at whether that should be a red card or not. Because regardless of whether it's offside, it doesn't. That shouldn't be a rule. That's not a thing because it's dangerous play that could ruin Van Dijk's career now. If he doesn't recover from it properly, that's a leg breaker in itself. So.
Right. So speaking of VAR now, because this was not only the VAR incident of that game. Jordan Henderson, right, got denied a third goal because apparently who was it? Was it Sadio Mane? Apparently Apparently he was offside. But when you actually look at the line, his shoulder, his shoulder wasn't even touching the line. So you can see for the picture for yourself that he's onside. The ICT neeks in the room, they deemed it as a conclusion that was offside. I mean, really?
I think we can all
disgrace.
agree on that.
I'm sorry, they're just drawing. They've always just drawn random lines to the ground and just decided
let's get the crayons out.
they've taken logic out of football. Who looks at that and then says, "Oh yeah, that's offside"? Just because they've drawn like a little inch from his like butt
It's a
hair.
millimeter or two.
Like it's a joke, man.
There should be like a certain rule where you can have a certain little distance, I guess.
Yes.
Or
yes,
daylight rule,
agree.
something like that, where it's like you're not
A bit of
really
leeway, guys.
But again, that's not VAR. That's the referees again.
It's
the
rules
rule,
of
the
the
referees.
referee. There's no, so like you're saying, like, there's no benefit of the doubt whatsoever to this. That's what it kind of should come under. Like, is there benefit of the doubt? Is it enough to change
Is it clear
the
and
decision?
obvious? That's the thing.
That was not clear and obvious.
That was
So
not
why
clear
did
and
they
obvious
disallow?
offside.
So why did they overturn it and disallow the goal? It makes no sense.
This is what I want to have, and I don't know if any of you saw my tweet earlier, but this was in Australian soccer. I have to say soccer because they use soccer in that term there.
The mic.
If they're going to come up with these sorts of decisions, I dare them to come up with these decisions when they are mic'd up, because I want to see their logic of why they have put that decision forward, right? Because it's literally like North Korea in the sense where they are just making decisions and completely oppressing the love of the game. But we don't know anything what goes on through their minds. Anything of the sort. I want to see some reasons. I want to see some justification behind your logic.
Agreed. Yeah. Wait, should we just like sign a petition to get us to be referees for like future games? Like,
I don't want to smoke.
You want to see us as referees eventually?
We should be.
Allow it. I will definitely get a decision wrong, and I do not want to smoke.
Wait, let us know in the comments down below if you want to see us try and become linesmen and referees in a video. Because I don't know if you saw Jamie.
The Cuban ruler, mate.
I don't know if you've seen it. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher did it for a video. I think it'd be hilarious if we try and do that.
All I'm saying is there's only one specimen who should be a referee, and that's Patch.
Yes.
He made Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam. I love dogs.
I don't want that to happen, because if anyone tries to like abuse him, I'm pretty sure Patch will bite him. So, and I don't want to get sued. So, maybe it might be best to leave that idea away. Is Man City versus Arsenal. Now, for this game, Babs, this was meant to be the time for the party to start, but you only started for 8 minutes. Further questions. No. I'm asking this as a neutral. You were playing, if I'm not mistaken, you were playing with 5 at the back, right? Okay,
no, I hear that, Sam. No, you're right, because it's transitional, but it's a forward back that goes into 5. It's Arteta's tactics. No one understands it. Saka started.
It was
Maitland Niles.
I wanted to talk about, but I'll let you speak on that, Vibes.
Okay. So in terms of Arteta tactics, I've had a long discussion today with a lot of Arsenal fans actually about the game itself, since the game as well. And there's mixed reactions. Some fans, I'll say right now, are going well over the top. I mean, we haven't lost 5-3, 4-0, something like that. It was a 1-0 loss, a close game that if we take our chances, different result, different atmosphere on the club. And I don't want to be a part of a reactionary fan base that cries when you lose by 1 goal. But when we were losing 3-4 last season, it was like, yeah, we're used to this now. So what? Now that we're getting closer, closing the gap, we're taking the right steps. Why are you ranting now? Just relax a bit. There's no need to cry about it. Man City, even though they were weakened, they still have Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, Mahrez, Aguero. That's a weaker Man City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why fans were going into this game confident that we're going to win it, as if we're not away at Man City, as if they've not still got Aguero and co. People.
In fact, they were
nowadays,
champions 2 years ago. Only 2 years ago.
They're a top side. We know exactly how good they are. And also, people say, but Leicester beat them. That was a one-off game. You think they're going to lose 2 games?
Well, look at them now. They've lost the last 2. So it's...
Anything can happen in Premier League.
Yeah. How many new players have Arsenal got starting now? Because obviously you've got Magalhaes, you've got Partey.
Yeah. In that game, the only new player that started was Gabriel Magalhaes, and we've got in terms of Willian as well. My bad, Willian as well. Magalhaes is what centre back he is, but I don't want to overhype him with scores, because I've seen a few Arsenal fans say, we've now got one of the best centre backs in the league. It's too soon to say that. He's just signed. He's had a very good start. Looks like a tank. Looks like a baller. But give him time. Willian, I mean, a lot of fans don't rate him in the first place, so he had a poor game. He started down the middle, which is questionable. And then of course Partey off the bench. I know Sam wants to say, where's the party? But come on, man. That guy just signed for Arsenal. He had one.
I mean,
he's already got booked into his name.
Already got booked in the first 8 minutes of his.
Yeah. I hear that. But he had one. The reason why I didn't start. Go on. What'd you say?
I was gonna ask, if because people were ranting about why you only starting Partey in 8 minutes to go. Do you think if Arteta started him earlier, would have done anything or not?
No, because the thing is with these fans that keep on saying, why is Partey not starting in the first place or coming on earlier, is if he comes on, he has a stinker, let's just say. People start saying, Arteta's fault. No, he should have left him to slow. If this was a home game against an easy side, a bottom half side, you know, then yeah, you start Partey.
Brighton.
But it wasn't like that. It was Man City away of all sides. So and also I see this overreaction from a lot of Arsenal fans. It's like Arteta this, Arteta that. We've lost 2 games this season against Liverpool away and Man City away, and we're still 5th in the league, a point off second. Or near about, sorry.
Yeah, so obviously then the one big thing that kind of just went viral on, everywhere on Twitter and socials was when Aguero put his hand round the woman's neck. The line person's neck.
Female linesman?
Female lines, whatever it may be.
What I'm saying is,
it kind of caused a bit of a stir and a bit of uproar on social media. Let us know in the comments, by the way.
There was 2 sides to it, what I saw.
A controversial moment.
Yeah. I don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be.
That's what I'm saying. It's gone. But I think there was 2 sides to it. One side was saying essentially that, oh, it's, you know, sexism and he wouldn't have done that as a female if it was a male linesman. And then some people saying, well, it's been done before and nothing was made out of it. And then there was even some females actually saying that, you know, I think I saw something like, oh, if females want to be treated similarly.
Yeah, equality, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've not got anything to say except for the part. I don't think it's acceptable.
I don't have an opinion on this other than you have seen footballers touch Mike Dean, for example, and so many other different referees and officials. So, and the fact is, the way Aguero touched her as well was like literally just like a sort of you know how you like pat someone on the shoulder.
I don't know. It was a bit of a stroke one.
It was a bit.
This is what I was going to mention is that I don't necessarily think it's anything to do with like sexism or anything like that. I don't think it's that extreme. But what I will say is, like, for me personally, I haven't really seen many footballers actually touch linesmen and refs like that, because the way he did it, it was a bit of like he grabbed the neck, which was strange, and did a bit of a stroke. It seemed a little bit patronizing more than anything.
That's the word, patronizing.
I think that was a bit of the strange thing that was really odd about it, because there's plenty of people tweeting saying that that felt a bit weird. Why are you doing that? Do you know what I mean? Whereas you don't really see him grab someone's neck if it was a male. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily something to blow up about, but it was just, I think, a bit odd to watch him do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the whole situation.
Okay, so now we're going on to Chelsea versus Southampton, and we're a little bit pushed for time. So we've all said before about Frank Lampard and the transfer window, this, that, the other. So I don't essentially want us to repeat ourselves, and we are pushed for time. So really, this is going to be just like an answer from all of you guys. Do you think this game alone just proves what we said earlier about Chelsea not spending their money wisely, and how, you know, pretty much how bad they are defensively, you know, with also Kepa in goal, that horrendous Zuma mistake? Guys, what's your take on that?
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful seeing.
It's not bad being in bottle it.
Do you know what it is, right? It's a matter of, I don't think they spent the money that wrong, to be honest. They've bought players in. I think it's the manager. I've never rated Lampard. I think he's a fraud, if anything. And I think defensively, you know, he's got attacking players. You see Havertz, Werner, they're world-class ballers. What you got to do there?
Kind of scored a tap in, man. I'm not counting.
Yeah, what have you got to do there, though? That attack is already set itself. The defense, on the other hand, that's where a real coach comes up, and he doesn't have the coaching facilities, let's just say. So don't really Lampard.
I agree.
Anyone else got to say?
I think I'm with you on that one, because as well, I have some fairly good inside sources that know Rudiger, and they were saying that Rudiger basically thinks that Lampard's clueless as a manager.
Really?
So I think that tells you everything you need to know about his coaching ability.
Do you think Frank Lampard will be gone by the end of the season, though?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
If Chelsea don't achieve anything, he's gone. That's all I'm saying.
This is the thing. He's been given like 250 mil, and I'm not being funny. As much as some of them are world-class players, like I love Ziyech. I think Werner's obviously a good striker, and Havertz is class as well. But their main issue the whole time has been their defense. What did they do? Get a 36-year-old centre-back on a free. And okay, Chilwell, but he was massively injury-prone this year, and he already started the season injury with Chelsea. If
Mourinho had got that money to spend, or anyone else, the pressure would be on straight away. If it was Sorry's days, but I just think Lampard.
Because it's Lampard.
Yes, it's Lampard. It's the name.
I think his coaching is very questionable.
The club,
very
questionable.
And this is a spotlight for you, Josh. Is Palace versus Brighton. Now, I'll let you. I'm going to sit back and let you talk about the stats of the game. You know, the VAR decision, Lewis Dunk getting sent off. Take it away, Josh.
Right, I don't know where to begin with this. Well, as you said, statistically, like Brighton having 20 shots to begin with. I know not all of them went on target, but Crystal Palace having the one shot in the full 90 minutes of the match is absolutely tin pot from them. It's tin pot. Like, you're a Premier League club, get one shot the whole game. No, I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. Yeah, mate, like yours. But at least we can actually beat I know we didn't beat them, but at least we can actually beat our rivals at some point in our career. But hey, moving on, right. I know it's 1-1. But they scored the penalty, which was never a penalty. Guys, I'm not sure if you've seen the penalty, but was that a penalty? Please tell me.
I don't think that was a penalty.
Never, ever.
Not even soft.
His arms were on him, right?
Cheat.
There was no push, there was no grab. It was just like his arms were there, and then all of a sudden, Batshuayi went like this.
Yeah. Exactly, Batshuayi threw himself to the floor, won the penalty, conned the ref, absolute cheating club they are, Crystal Palace, and hey, they were 1-0 up. We controlled the whole game, dominated the whole game, as you see from the stats, them having one shot. I don't know what more to say. Lewis Dunk obviously getting sent off. I'm not sure how that was a red. It was an absolutely fine, won the ball tackle.
The thing is, Josh, I asked you.
I'm joking before your thing. I'm joking.
I thought you'd be happy that one. I know you had more. The statistics showed that you were the better side in the game, but surely you're still happy with a 1-1 draw. Because football.
No.
Alex, let me get it straight. Alex. I know you're not used to beating Norwich, right?
No.
I know your team doesn't beat Norwich a lot. But what I was saying, right?
Why are you typing up?
Because I can't take it. You just said a derby that they should have won easily. A draw as a result. No.
They scored another goal. Palace, okay, it shows they're clinical. They had one shot, it's gone in.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
They had a penalty. That's not clinical, bro.
Clinical.
I don't let you speak anymore, bro. You're a reserve. I gave you the mic for no reason. God.
I'm not. I like Brighton. Okay, I like them as a club, but they've had 20 shots and they've scored one. Okay, it's not clinical, is it?
Oh yeah, no. We weren't clinical enough. We
should more
play. You know, unfortunately, more off day.
There you go. So surely you're happy with 1 point.
No, I'm not. I'm not happy.
No, you wouldn't be happy with that, but we don't want to get into it.
Like West Ham, they got the 90th minute goal. They're absolutely happy with the draw. We got one in 90th minute. We're not happy at all. I'm not happy at all.
You need to look at the manner of the game, Alex. It's the manner of the game. Brighton were dominating and they didn't get 3 points out of it. Newcastle versus Man United. Luke Shaw own goal. Bruno Fernandes finally misses a penalty, but Harry Maguire gets a goal. The goal line, the scoreline ends at 4-1. My simple question is, well, there's 2 questions really for a yes and no. Has Harry Maguire redeemed himself? And furthermore, is this the type of scoreline that can save Ole in the job?
I think that's great for Harry Maguire. I think that's great for Harry Maguire personally.
Yeah, yes and no, really though.
It's difficult because I support Maguire and his mental health, and I think that's a talking point you got to mention. I know a lot of people criticise him, but I think it's a good thing for Harry Maguire to get a goal. So if you want me to keep it short, then there you go. Very good for him.
I personally think Ole should still be out. I don't think he's the right man to take United forward. That's just my opinion.
I think Ole Maguire himself, fair play to him, but I just never rated him as a player, to be honest. And then in terms of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I love him to death. Ole and all the way, man. Ole's at the wheel. He's back.
Right, well, not going to bother trying to get an answer out of you, George. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I still think Maguire should have been dropped with his England performances and his Man U performances. I don't think you should be able to survive losing 6-1 to Spurs at your own home ground and then the terrible England game. So, I mean, it's great for his confidence, but again, not the best for Man U. Ole, I think, is going to go regardless. I think Poch is going in next month, regardless of these results. Yeah. He's just giving Ole the tough games, get them over and done with, bring Poch in. Is what's going to happen.
To sum my answer overall, fair play to Harry. Obviously, not had it well lately, especially with the incident that happened in Greece, and then getting sticker locker is. I mean, it's not a disgrace to say this. They have been shambolic performances from him.
They have.
He has scored a header, so fair play to him. But in terms of Ole, though, I think the guy's still going to go. I think the Glazers have genuinely had enough of him. This is more about Ole just, managing for pride.
Glazers need to go.
Right, so with that being said, guys, that ends it there and there. The first Premier League show. What have you got a name for us yet? Or comments? Give us a name. In the comments, give us a name and you will get a shout out in the next video if you can get up with a good name. So get to that. Yeah, smash the like button, don't forget that, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. But with that being said, guys, we'll see you. Road to 5K, don't forget that, bro. ODL, out. We'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.